G'day Australia, welcome to the Big Footy Fix, EFC's official podcast. It's Wednesday the 29th of July 2009. I am your host, you know me as Bang Bang. Let's get straight to the news. Well, Monday night, Adam Simpson dropped a bombshell on the South Melbourne Gladiators announcing his retirement from football following this weekend's matches, which just so happened to be the last match of the season heading into the finals. Looks like the Gladiators are going to be there. It seemed like a strange decision at the time. There was reports that he just can't get through games at the moment. He really wanted to just step aside and let a young fella, maybe Cyril Rioli, a Nick Subin, maybe Chapman could play in the midfield that would be able to play the whole game at 100%, which he doesn't think he can at the moment. And when finals, we all know the finals intensity steps up a notch. Adam Simpson maybe thought he couldn't handle the finals this year round. So doing the selfless thing, as Adam Simpson always does, thought he'd step aside. Well, that was all good and well. We accepted it. We didn't agree with it. We were curious, but we accepted his decision. And then Tuesday night, last night, I have reports, they're not confirmed yet, but I had reports from a few reliable sources of mine that Jared Neesham is being sacked from the Gladiators coaching position. After his best season, only his second season in the role. Last season, cellar dwellers finished second last. This season, flying in 6th spot, ready to head into the final, 6th or 7th spot. And Adam Simpson's retired Monday. Jared Neesham, I'm telling you, Jared Neesham is being sacked as we speak. And from all reports, Peter Bell, ex-West Sydney and Port Melbourne star midfielder, is going to be his replacement as caretaker coach for the rest of the season. If this happens, what a gig for Belly. Stepping in with 1 week to go, he's going to secure a final spot this week and head straight into the finals. If he could take them to a premiership this year, well, what a hero Peter Bell's going to be. But besides that, we can talk about that later. Right now, Jared Neesham is being sacked from the Gladiators, I'm telling you. And reports will be confirmed very shortly. The other thing, Adam Simpson on Monday when he retired said that next year he wants to step straight into a coaching role, be it either an assistant coach at the Gladiators, maybe as a head coach elsewhere in the league. With Peter Bell being thrown up in the air now as a potential caretaker coach for the Gladiators, maybe Adam Simpson may even be in line for the role. I'm hearing Peter Bell, but it may be even Adam Simpson stepping straight into the coach's role. The reason, I should get to the point, the reason why Jared Neesham is reportedly being sacked is because of player unrest and disagreements. And I'm also hearing from these reports that is the actual reason why Adam Simpson is retiring from football. Obviously, he had already decided this is going to be his last year going around. Reportedly, disagreements and unrest, disagreements particularly between Neesham and Simpson's drawn the line in the sand and said, well, I quit. I can't play under this man. And, shocking. The Gladiators really are in turmoil now, and it'll be interesting to see how they actually handle that. They're going to be missing their coach for the whole season. He's the one that's got them there. And Adam Simpson out of their midfield. So it'll be interesting how they replace it all and how it all pans out. But really, you've just got to ask yourself, what the hell is going on down there at the Gladiators? Now, speaking of Adam Simpson becoming a coach, Western Sydney, I believe, could be on the market next year for a head coach. Adam Simpson played 2 years at the Western Sydney Fury. And with Peter Bell taking over as caretaker coach of South Melbourne, maybe Adam Simpson might be up for a job down there at Western Sydney, at his old home. I know he's from Melbourne. I hear he loved his time up there in Western Sydney, and maybe he could be on the radar there for the Western Sydney club next year, should they replace Jason McCartney. But that's another question. They've had a shocking year this year, but just remember, McCartney did take him to the finals in their first 2 seasons of the EFC. But if that job does become open, maybe Simpson, maybe even Peter Bell might be a candidate for that job. Both of them will be in line for the Gladiators or Fury job if the Fury job comes up. But I've also heard last week, I think it was, Paul Kelly, ex-Sydney Swans champion and Hall of Famer, wants to coach. And it's reportedly been touted, he has been touted as the next Fury coach. So could be a third member in line for the vacant Fury position, should it become vacant, I should say. This is all hearsay. The Fury at the moment have Jason McCartney signed, but it'll be interesting to see where they go from there. Also, news breaking today. Absolutely amazing news. Brisbane Broncos young league star Karmichael Hunt has switched codes to the AFL. He's going to be playing in the VFL next year to try and learn the ropes, but his goal is by 2011 to be playing for an EFC club. So a little bit of a extra incentive maybe for people to be, for teams I should say, to be hanging around down near the lottery positions at the bottom of the end of the draft should Karmichael Hunt absolutely have a really good year in the VFL next year. I think that he will become a star of the VFL next year and step straight into the Evo ranks. He has the athleticism and the ability, the professionalism. He's done it all before. He's only 22, so he's only young. He could still have a very long and prosperous career here in the EFC. Now, before we leave, I have one more bit of news for you, a bit of interesting news. Brendan Favola was this week named EFC's most hated player, as voted by the fans on the Herald Sun website. They were running a poll. Who's the most beautiful player? Who's the most hated player? All sorts of stuff. Brendan Favola's come out on top of the most hated list. So, congratulations, Brendan. I'm sure he'll love that. Reasons given by the fans for hating Brendan Favola so much. His goal celebrations, they don't like his goal celebrations. The taunting of the opposition fans, getting up in their face, shouting out stuff, doing some pointing, maybe a couple of fingers, brown eyes, all this sort of stuff. It's just made him an absolutely wanted man in every stadium in Australia. Bar Manuka Stadium, of course. They love him down there in Canberra. The other interesting news, I'm just reading this as we speak. Cameron Ling, East Melbourne Firebirds midfielder, Cameron Ling, I repeat, Cameron Ling, has been named the hottest male superstar in the EFC. Well, I don't really know what to say about that. Obviously, there are a lot of people. I don't even know where to start. Cameron Ling is the hottest player going around in the EFC. You will never, ever hear me say that again. Well, that's all we have time for on the Big Footy Fix for this week. Stay tuned next week for all your footy news and keep chugging.